Alright TM Nation, what you're looking at right now is a pair of the Pamu Z1 Bluetooth True Wireless Active Noise Cancelling Earbuds. I've had my pair for just about 2 weeks now, and after doing all of my normal testing, I must say that the Z1s offer you quite a bit for the $69 price tag at the time of the video, but if that's a little bit out of your price range, they do offer a light version for $49. The Z1s and the Z1 Lights have the same exact design. The difference is with the Z1 Lights, you're not going to get Qi wireless charging with the case or active noise cancelling. Besides those features, the Z1s are going to offer you Bluetooth 5.2, compatibility with the Pamu app, and up to 24 hours of use when you throw the case into the mix. So in this video, we'll take a closer look at the specs and the features of the Z1 earbuds, and I also have a few tests throughout the video to help you make a more informed buying decision. But for those of you that want to know exactly what you'll get inside of the box if you decide to pick a pair of these up, let me unbox them for you. First, taking a look at the design of the case, I do like it. It does stand out a little bit from other typical earbud cases that you get with most other earbuds at this price point. I also do like the design of the case because it has a couple of tricks up its sleeve. First, you can remove the belt around the case and change it to a whole different color if the design begins to get stale for you. Now, this is definitely not a game-changing feature for me personally, but it is nice to have the option. The case also does have an LED indicator light on the side that will illuminate whenever you put an earbud back into the case. In other words, this serves as a status light for charging. When the case is fully charged, it will stay on, and while it is in the process of charging, it will pulse. For the most part, that's all that you have going on in terms of the case, besides the USB Type-C charging port on the bottom. Relative to the overall form factor with the case itself, it is a little bit on the thicker side, but it certainly isn't too large or too heavy to throw in a normal sized pocket, backpack, or purse. Battery life wise, with the earbuds you can expect to get about 6.5 hours or so on a single charge, but you'll be able to throw them back into the case a few times for a total usage of about 24 hours. During my testing, I was able to get right around 6 hours on a single charge using the earbuds between 75% and 100% of the max volume most of the time. Now that number is respectable in my opinion, but if battery life is your main concern, these do not seem to feature a quick charge feature, so keep that in mind. Moving on to the design of the earbuds, as you can see, they do have the stems coming down, but they're not the typical skinny stems. They're actually pretty wide, and I don't love the look, but at the same time, I have found that these wider stems do make them easier to put in and take out of your ears. I would not classify the Z1s as mini earbuds, but when I have them in my ears, they don't feel overly large or overly heavy. I've worn them for a couple of hours at a time without any issues with ear fatigue or discomfort, and in general, the fit has been pretty snug. There is a slight twisting motion required when you first place them into your ears so that you get the right fit, but once this is done, they should stay in place. If being discreet is your thing, these might not be the perfect earbuds for you because they do stick out some. Depending on the overall curvature of your face, somebody walking either directly towards you or coming up behind you will probably be able to see them pretty easily. I did have a chance to use the Z1s for exercise, and they stayed in place relatively well even once I started sweating. Although they don't have any ear hooks or wings, they do have small ridges inside of the earbuds that help keep them planted in your ears. The design, along with choosing the right ear tips, is gonna be important here in getting a nice seal and preventing preventing them from sliding around. For me, they did just fine on the elliptical, walking, and some light jogging, but when I did my jump rope exercise, they did move around just a little bit. The earbuds also never malfunctioned while I was sweaty. They do have an IPX4 rating, which makes them fine against splashes of water and sweat. Now, IPX4 does not make them waterproof, so you don't want to submerge them into water or other liquids, but I did do my water test by spraying water all around the earbuds just to see how they would react while being completely wet. Let's take a look at what happened. Concerning the amount of sound leakage that you'll get with these, they do leak some sound like most true wireless earbuds, but it isn't terrible in my opinion because they do get adequately loud. But I did take a sample for you guys to judge for yourselves. Let's take a listen. Now moving on and touching on the ANC that you'll get with these earbuds, they perform well in my opinion. I did my normal outside testing in the evening time while all of the neighborhood kids were outside playing, and they did a decent job of reducing most of that noise. Now of course they were not able to get rid of loud booms and bangs, but they did do a good job of reducing sounds such as light talking, buzzing, and humming. Now these are not going to cancel out as much of your ambient noise as higher end Sony and Bose earbuds, but in my estimation, I would say that they do about 60 to 75%. These also do have a pass-through or transparency mode, and it does work fine in my opinion. During my testing, I found that if somebody is having a conversation within about a 2 to 4 foot radius of me, I can usually make out what is being said pretty clearly. As for the Bluetooth connection, these are rocking Bluetooth 5.2 like I said earlier, and they also have a built-in gaming mode that you can toggle on or off if you're going to be doing some hardcore gaming and the lowest latency is important to you. Watching YouTube videos and a couple of movies through the Amazon Prime app without the gaming mode on, everything seemed to be pretty synced up with no noticeable lag. However, on the other hand, there was a slight bit of latency when I played Call of Duty Mobile on my iPhone 12 Pro without the gaming mode on. Once I did turn it on, the slight amount of latency that was there was no longer noticeable and everything seemed to be pretty smooth. As for the playback controls with the Z1s, they're going to be executed by touch, and so far they have been really responsive for me. I am also happy to note that you have access to all of your controls with these earbuds. Not only that, you also have the ability to customize your playback controls through the Pamu app. Now I do want to note for you guys that single tap is always going to be pause and play your music or hang up and pick up calls, but you can set the double tap and long press functions to be volume controls, track forward and track back, or you can also set these controls to turn your ANC on and off. And while I'm on the topic of the app, the Pamu app works fine on my Galaxy Z Flip 3, but it doesn't seem to have iOS support just yet. I was able to find it in the App Store, and I also downloaded it to my iPhone 12 Pro, but the app itself would never recognize the earbuds or connect to them. So like I said, I don't think it's fully ready for iOS yet. They're probably still trying to work out some kinks. But like I mentioned earlier, it did work completely fine on my Android device. Through the app, you do have the ability to access quick start information while you're on the go. You can see the charge left on each individual earbud. You can access your ANC and transparency mode settings and select from 6 different built-in EQs. Now you do not have the ability to go in and create your own EQ by adjusting the frequencies, which is a bit of a bummer. However, in my opinion, the pop and rock EQs sound the best for the type of music that I listen to. And while I'm on the topic of the sound quality, let me go ahead and give you my experience with these so far in terms of how they sound. Out of the box, they sounded decent in the default EQ, but once I went in there and changed it to pop, the sound for me was noticeably cleaner across the board. Now the highs and mids are crisp and clear. I can usually hear most of the detail in my music, but the bass is where it's at with these. With these earbuds, you're gonna get that deep and thumping bass that will surprise you at times. I have to say, I have been impressed with the sound signature overall. I have used these to watch YouTube videos, some movies, and music without any issues. They're really nice sounding earbuds, in my opinion. The Z1s do have built-in mics for voice calls, and I think they do an okay job of capturing clear speech, but I did take a sample for you guys to judge for yourselves. Let's take a listen.
Okay guys, so right now I have the earbuds paired to my iPhone 12 Pro. As you can see, the audio that you're hearing is coming directly from the microphones on the earbuds. I am not going to do any type of editing to this audio, so this should give you a pretty good idea of how these earbuds will perform for voice calls.
So taking everything into consideration, guys, I think that the Z1s offer solid all-around performance for the price. For $79 retail, you're getting wireless charging, Bluetooth 5.2, active noise canceling, a companion app, respectable call quality, and good sound quality. But again, if ANC and wireless charging are not important features for you, the Z1 Lite earbuds are also a nice option. Before you get on out of here, if you rock with the channel and your boy Tech Mo, hit that subscribe button and knock that notification bell out so you won't miss any of my uploads. Welcome to TM Nation. Peace.